Hello, everybody. This project is called Ripe Mangoes. The Misty Mountain Pony Club, which is a honky-tonk country band that I'm in with two other people, couldn't make it, so my solo project is playing. And I'll be reading stories that I wrote and playing some songs that I wrote. I have t-shirts and CDs and one tape left for sale. If you're interested at all, let me know. Okay. This first story is called A Time Before Daylight, and it's part of a book that I'm almost done writing. A star begins its descent as a cold wind blows a piece of fabric, torn from one side of Feedmore Street to the other. The fabric and star, then car, cross paths and swing, only four. Then both are out of sight, one out of existence complete. The other flipped and floated into a pocket of street where garbage connects with garbage. Colors and all man had made, left discarded, meets, mingles, and begins to find its new shape. In density, deterioration, and time. In this, days come and nights show neon. Smoke clouds one's view of heaps or hobblers, moving to and fro. And as one may spit into a sink after brushing one's teeth, this day chose not to brush at all. No spit, just a stare and a blank reflection. A hand sets upon cold glass, runs across its surface, and the hand dropping follows a body as it makes its way to and through a heavy metal tan door. The figure pauses just outside then, for just a moment, to scratch at the left elbow, the soft crackling of nails on wool. Pulling out a packet of cigarettes, shaking and opening, they let the last one slide out. Catching it in thin fingers, they put it in between two lips, like pinched gum. They crunch the remains of the pack and let it fall to the gray beneath. Now, lighting it, they suck the glow and move. Under lights and into a rising dark, walking off into this night which passes and peels like spent paint. Okay, that's the beginning.
Thank you.
Now I'll play some songs. And that's gonna happen. Let's see. Nope. 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 I don't know what to do about that. I'll read more of a story till I can get that figured out. Just on its own time. I don't know what to do. Sorry. Maybe I'll just go for it. I'm just gonna go for it. Should I shut it off? Thank you.
Let's continue.
Misinformed, ill-informed, I don't know what to do. Don't want to be left out sad, don't want to be on lead, don't want my brain gobbled up by news. I feel left out, I feel quiet, I feel lost and dumb. The sun is out now, the grass it's green. I wanna lay, but I'm scared to. There's no need to speak now. There's no need to speak now. Your place is quiet. There's no need to speak now. Your place is quiet. There's no need to speak now. My place is quiet. Okay, thank you. Here's another one. Packed up and left. Yeah, I did it through the heat. No icy snow, that summer sun, not that winter cold. 12 wheels pulling past to take in love. I take in love. I take in love. Feel elbows and ribs. Sing of what's to be found. Textures laying on everything. To touch, to feel. I bow down. Through the chill I spill and lay down. What rock, what stone? What rock, what stone? Nobody comes around, nobody is around, nobody hangs around, nobody is around, nobody hangs around, nobody is around, nobody comes around, nobody hangs around, nobody is around, nobody comes around, everybody, everybody. What rock, what stone? What rock, what stone? A hunter still hunting home. What rock, what stone? A hunter still hunting home. I'm hunting home. Okay, thank you. I'm gonna read more. Boom. Thank you, Red Lion, for booking my other band and then booking me. And also for Volume Fest for having us. If you didn't go yesterday and you have a chance to go today, there's some really good bands. A lot of them are from out of town. And any sort of support is always greatly appreciated, I'm sure. Thanks for sitting here with me now. And yeah, just have fun and stuff. Okay. Here's the second part of that first part of the story. I heard already. All the trees notice as things begin to blend. Chapter 1, Part 2. The sun makes an appearance slowly through the first row of trees bordering Trent Metals and Pedals, the local scrapyard and garden store. Not a cloud in the sky. All the flecks in the gravel like sequins twinkling as if the parking lot of Trent Metals and Pedals were a prom dress, laying down waiting in rest for someone big enough to come along and slip it on. But alas, it is and was a lake of chipped and angled stones. But there was surely still some beauty there. The trees grew even brighter now as a small tabby, an average-sized tabby, moved its body from beneath a restored 1967 Ford Mercury, lying back down only a few feet away. The sun now lays upon her fur, offering all the colors a tabby her age has to offer a moment to pop. She lifts her leg and in stroke begins to clean, thinking to the tune of a favorite song. There is no finer time than now. All at once, a leaf of maybe the oak variety, boated, weighted, waxed, and swaying, and a pale moth dancing in its own dust begin their modes of movement, in descent and ascent, gravity and the work that is flight, passing and singing the wind that propels its song. The eyes of aspens abound watch and wonder. Where is there to go? Here is fine. Here is just fine. A man in shorts, green as the grasses, is walking a hound at a steady pace, while watching for sudden pauses, sniffs, breaks for relief, and his own feet as they touch down and lift on the shady side of the street. He whistles a tune, slightly derivative yet freshly squeezed from the heart of creation. Another leaf falls of another variety, blowing out widely, spinning through air and cross whatever surfaces sit in its path. It is not accompanied by the flit and fumble of a moth. Yet as we walk through this world of words, we follow its movement, beautiful and sweeping green. In a small diner just across the street from Trent Medals and Pedals, the two of them sit, not talking, not looking at one another. The light from outside comes in through a hanging of lighter fabric that spans most of the eastern wall and sets out its twinkling across the whole of the place, laying across the top of all the tables in a fine line, making a shining path to the little round table the two had chosen. In the heat of that light, this also drew up the smell of bleach, rags left to hang and dangle, used to wipe down the tables, leaving that smell to waft, as it might whenever it pleased. The corner on which they had planted was of a burnt orange, maybe a chosen color, or maybe time set upon it some age and gave it that richness of face. Neither one of them seemed to notice the shape of the table, or the light coming in, or the backdrop in which they fit snugly into a 1970s Southern California crime situation. But as of yet, there was no situation. It was just a morning. Other than a cook and one host server, do-it-all daddy, they were the only ones in the place, and of the two of them, no one paid them any mind. Things went along most days like so, when the sun set it to starting, but unlike most days, there was an object weighing on the left front corner of this building, setting its long shadow down, gliding its long-caped body over, filling cracks and flattening all angles. It finally finishing in a passing over a rather large pile of debris that was shown in the form of a ship out to sea, half sunken, half bright and showing. There was a blinking light, vaguely pulsing, rise and fall from beneath this struggling ship of debris. The shadow seemed to narrow, pierce and split the presence of the wide alley down below. Then just like that, a window open, all light carried on a wind, the ship is gone. The shape is gone, and with it, the alley expanding, filling itself with what it is, what it's known and what it has been. Two birds fly overhead, both of a dusty gray to suit the sky of another day. One in pursuit lets out a soft, "Hey!" Sweet sounds of love for a mourning dove. Okay, thank you. I'm going to play another song. It's warm up here. No, sorry. Let's see if that works now. My about that, I think. Fire is raged arrest. Separate all that's real. I cannot fever too bright to see. Fire is raged arrest. Condense my head. Cleansed eyes now dry. Dig deep into fire is raged arrest. I won't need another day. More time to sort through. What do both deserve? Okay, thank you. So pretty much none of these songs are very uplifting, so I apologize sort of in advance. Okay, here's another one. The snow fell at 11 a.m. The wind touched my window. The wind blew through my wall. The wind moved my tassel. I felt the air on my face. I felt the air on my toes. Felt the air all over. I felt the air all over. I felt the air all over. So I lay there thinking with words stuck in my head. I need more than words. What good are words? I'm no good with words. I need more than words. A life full of other people's words, what good is that anyway? Life full of other people's vibrations, what good is that anyway? I need more than words. I need more than vibrations. I need more than words. I'm no good with communication, but I'm working on it. I'm no good with explanations, but I'm working on it. I'm no good with definitions, but I'm working on it. I'm no good with timing, but I'm working on it. I'm no good with controlling self-doubt, but I'm working on it. I'm no good with words. I need more than words. Okay, thank you. Here's one, another one. Dreams were laid about, formed from sweat and tears, on the dapper green, left to dry out in the repetitive sun. Sometimes when you're told what to do, then what to do, then what to do, or told none at all, The space one's left with for telling is little ways from the gap from one ear to the other, and just as full of bull. So I'll say, never stop squinting in the direction of power. Never stop squinting in the direction of power. They're steeped in firm, wicked life. And it's our duty now to strike those monsters down. Never stop squinting in the direction of power. Never stop squinting in the direction of power. Okay, thanks. Okay, here's another one. I'm gonna try this one more time. Nope, not gonna try it. Really? Okay. Thank you. This place was a dull one, kind of like my head, kind of like the sky of California, a bit colder though, and you were always around. Street lamps lit up our kitchen, shafts of light kept the sleep out, while these walls kept the cold in, and emptied our wallets, and drained my patience, and I bet yours too. And you were always around. It was bars and bed and work for me. It was family, bed and work for you. Choo-choo's pause and cries stain the ceiling. 3 months in and she had to go. It was time for a new home, shortly after you left too. But the trees still swayed and water still moved. A world underwater, it's hard to breathe under you, under 2 feet of snow. No blood flow, no blood flow. I forgot how to swim, I forgot how to speak up, I forgot how to remember, I forgot what lonely felt like, while forget came and went, and you were always around. I was always around, you were always around. I'm forgetting that now. Thank you. I'm going to read another little thing. These ones are shorter, but they're part of the same book. Hello! Thanks for coming. This one's called The Truth Around the Ears. It's based in Yellowtown, which is the whole world the whole book is based in. It's based in 1983. "'Tis true, 'tis true." The books just stared back. So many stories, so many words, important things to say. One page hides another. Languages abound, varying possibility to just simply. The books now being removed, gazed upon and flipped through, then after a moment, gently slid back into place, continued to stare back. Do you ever have desire? The desire to be left alone, unopened, given a more prominent voice, maybe to be left out in the rain, to become just one? All words hugging, pressed, turned to a slush. The wonderings of questions asked pushed on their seams of thought, pulling them inward. Do you ever long to travel? Be more than just someone else's portrayal of time, space, place, thought, or idea? Maybe, just maybe, have your own, beyond print? I do wonder. I believe it a true possibility. In that moment, there seemed to be a lean in the mystical history section, in which the man whom was left slathering on layer after layer of verbal butter did not notice. He gave a moment, peering into nowhere, held it, and then turned. Grabbing a hat from a shelf nearby, he took a feather from the innards of a small book in his left pocket, stuck it just then into the band around its top, a mustard color, an owl feather. He ran his forefinger and thumb around its edge, and pulling it down just touching his brow, he, without turning, nodded at the books he earlier had been having some dialogue with. With a smile, he flipped up his brown collar, finished his turning, and began his exit from the Fenton Court County Library of the great town of Yellow. It was quite a thing to see, I must add. All that light dipping into that front room, brushing aside smaller shadows, the marble veins glimmering, his shadow moving through and out. The doors exhaled and closed with ease. It was a Tuesday afternoon. Okay, thank you. I'm going to read one more just little story here, and then I'll play another song. But first, I'm going to take off my sweater because it's really hot. See? Told you. Okay. This one's called Journey of Smoke. It's a love story. Just above noon, at the back of an unnamed building, the ember glows, paper burned down along with the contents in the belly of the thing. A long exhale, outward and upward, and out came the smoke, all form, twisting and dissipating, slowly separating from itself, growing thinner, yet some bits held true to form, recollecting with ease. Moving through trees, those leaves graying only for a moment, its movements sliding on and over windows, fogging the view of a small blonde poodle mix. Muffled barking could be heard in the downstairs apartment. Now passing below the rim of gutter lines, catching the drift into an open window 2 stories up. A woman clad in a salmon-colored apron, wire-rimmed glasses, and a pinkish mole just above the upper lip. A soft lean on the nose. Breathing in, then out, allowed for some mixing. Old and new smoke wrapping up and taking flight in a warm day's loop-de-loo. You're welcome. Turning from gray to blue and back again, holding other shades only for a moment, as it went from sky to building to sky, dampening textures and throwing on waves of its own. Climbing, making its way to a chimney, it gave in and was gently pulled into the fierceness of the burning down below. Oh, how glorious, it thought, to visit this place, if only for a moment, to be led about on a wind, to fill and sway, and look on at a world with no eyes, with no hands, yet have the ability to touch it all so freely. And with that, it was shot into the black, spinning and spinning out into space, speckled with mystery, and where smoke goes on forever. Okay, thank you. How's everybody's day going? Good. Okay. Here's another one. Travel the crest along whatever path. Sorry. It's a little out of tune. Okay, start that one again. Travel the cracks along whatever path. Holding my broken back. Downward there's a ridge, makes forearms aglow. Weighted wet backs of knees, formed and bent. Reflection makes to shape wonder. There's questioning in, and I keep it. Thoughts dampen my graphic tee. And now I see the me that we turn inside out. I slip into body baggy, lost in my clothes. Thoughts dangles holes for warmth and to leave hang. Singing memories go bang. Travel the cracks, digging lowly, seeking what lacks. And in my head, repair, I beg, please, this broken back. Okay, thank you. I don't really play that one very much. It's about lacking confidence in most things. But here I am, and here you are. It's great. Thanks. Okay, one sec. It's the best game to play, the back to work game. Okay. Here's another one. The days have gotten shorter, not any stronger, just a bit more confused. Lost in looks and words, never opened up, just left for worry. Here comes the storm. I got my head that dwells on, where should I go now? Will I ever figure this out? I guess I'll just stay home. I don't want to be alone. I'll scratch this itch to roam someday. I'll scratch this itch to roam someday. Okay, thank you. It's a short one. A lot of short ones. Let's see. Okay, here's one more. My mind on wood, all mind on wood. Dead wood, good spent dead wood. Now the sun's on wood once again and again. Pink and brown, bending, reflecting, holding. Once again and again and again. Now my hands on soft wood and my eyes touching places too high. Now the wind blows my hair so fine, and my heart, it bumps and sinks to find the beat, the beat, the beat, the beat, the beat, the beat, the beat. Now slumped space fills in, fits this wood, head wood. We're in this place, side standing, side in the water. It hurtles by, and the gray cap, gray eyes, top gray fur. It slowly turns away. Let us in, let us up, the wood shake. Tremble, tender, finder finds the answer. In smoke, in sky. In the noise, the noise of calm. In self, in separation. In all those corners, all them hidden corners, in air, in air. Those tangled bits of thread, those loose pieces of thread inside your grandmother, my grandmother, making up you, making up me, making up wood, making up you, making up me, making up wood, good wood, good spent dead wood. Okay, thank you. I don't play that one very often either. Okay, here's another. Where am I going? Why do I care? I opened my eyes to wish that you were here. Amongst all this rubble, the piles of our past, our hands wrapped up in themselves, forgetful and forgiven. And oh, it started shining, the rain had stopped, I'm going back up. Slowly I'll crawl, there's no faith or patience, no strength at all. I'm sorry, the words I always say, yeah, they're words too easy to find. Won't you come back and hold me? I need some company, the kind we both can feel, because a friend's a friend, but I need you now. Won't you come back? Won't you come back? Please come back. Okay, thank you. Okay, here's one. It's not mine. Hey mama, when you leave, don't leave a thing behind. Don't want nothing, can't use nothing. Take care into the hall. If you see my friends, tell them I'm fine, not using nothing. Almost burned out my eyes and threw my ears down to the floor. Didn't see nothing, couldn't hear nothing. Stood there like a block of stone, knowing all I had to know, nothing more. Man, that's nothing. Being born is going blind and batting down 1,000 times. Echo strum on pure temptation. Brother, our troubles are locked in each other's arms, and you better pray they never find you, 'cause your back ain't strong enough for burdens double full. Crush you down, down into nothing. Sorrow and solitude, these are the precious things, and the only words that are worth remembering. Okay, thank you. That was a Towns song. Told you, very uplifting. Okay, here's one. Terror struck in the dead of night when I saw you standing there. You were standing there in some room when I saw you standing there. When I saw you standing there. The moon was in that room too, leaning hard against the window. It really lit up that room when I saw you standing there. "7 days, oh 7 days, 7 days and you'd be back. You came back from the dead, you did. I saw you with the eyes inside my head when I saw you standing there. Happy, bold, and glowing you were, free and unshaken too. Just how I remember, just before I left you. I'm so glad you finally came. Maybe you heard me, oh maybe, when I saw you standing there. Well, there's a lesson I learned in all of this. The lesson's cold and old and simple. And although it's hard and it hurts and it's heavy, I have to let it go. I have to let you go. When I saw you standing there. Thank you. It's so cold outside, they would say, exiting a theater. I can't tell if it's bleeding, the patient may say to the doctor. Things are just different now, a lover would say to a lover. Wipe the table after you're done, a parent has said to the young one. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and a dance instructor is saying to a dancer. A frog shall say to the night. There's that one. Okay, here's another one. It's called The Breather. The gold foil stuck would glow from time to time in whatever the sun had to offer. Their feet rest on the line in a somewhat distant sprawl, as if it were a ribbon bound to bend and whip with the wind. With hands on knee-tops, they leaned one way, leaned, then the other. Looking down or up or side, the aluminum and fiberglass frames alongside creaked in time with the softened fibers of their bodies. Today was their day. They stepped back from the line, and before the thin white could float away, they dropped 8 fingers down upon it, all in a row. Now spread and leaning, their pose held in strength and practice. This let the breather know. With a 1, 2 bend, the air went from and through, and the high pitch set their feet to swinging. With every breath and beat, they felt it shoot from body to earth and back, full circle, endlessly, giving and taking for the move. The sparse saplings along the fence line moved with the wind of their bodies. The one petite cloud in the sky set down a shadow just at the end there. Not much further now, and breaths will slow, reflections, hard blinking, shirts up from the waist to wipe away, all taking a moment. The sweat will make way down and over in whatever way it can, from one shape to the next. Some stand still, some still moving, shaking hands to dust off the time they had there. Shaking head from side to other to release the inner heat, puffing like a kettle. And just like that, they all, almost all at the same time, reach that gray dull cool of the shadow, cast and welcoming. In that space they did the movements earlier mentioned, and the sun passed over all the shapes below, slowly letting in more and more dark. All had received the words, some had better form and all that. Now they were all done and gone. Leaning on a short pole with an elbow, a windbreaker doing nothing more than letting the cold of the steel pass through a nonsense layer before getting to his skin. He kicked and spit, removed a hat too small for his head, and rubbed the crown. Setting the hat back on top, he walked over, unhooked a big pen from the collar of his sweatshirt, bent down and poked at the ground. Getting to a decent depth, He removed the old whistle from the stump on his shoulders and set it down slowly into the hole, holding its long green thread. Palms pushed the soft dirt back from where it came, and with one honest foot he stamped and swiveled that spot. He looked there for a moment, then up, exhaled and inhaled the day's cooling air. Turning, he placed a hand in his back pocket and grabbed a cigarette pouch, began to place and pack the loose tobacco in its creased home. Rolling it back and forth, he felt the lumps breaking down in his gentle grip, shaping his coming relief. With a lick and a twist, he put it to his gray lips and, lighting it, inhaled as if it were the first time. Exhaling, his eyes held the smoke there, watching it spread, and knowing the smoke and the cigarette would soon be gone, burn up and never return in the same way like the years of his life. He shrugged. He walked off towards the school just beyond an old spruce. Thank you. Here's another one. It's called Wear Chair. It's a character in the book named Trina. This is one of her stories. She spit, looked up into the mirror, winked at her very own face, smiled, and turning, she walked out. Pulling off the tip and twisting to add height, she applied a deep red color to her lips. She took a few steps and knelt beside the bed, spitting again, this time into the sink of her palms, crossing fingers through and over. Beginning to pray, words came and went like so.
On the land would be pleasant a thing to have some soot settled, for then the crops could breathe and take in the needed. In the air would be a good thing to see some blue hold its place, for only a while, to keep clear so new clouds could pass through with ease, bring a drop or two. Out in the field would be good, have father's hands, see no wits, nor splits nor worn, give time for necessaries to be done with no pain. In the home would be nice to feel the walls warm with calm and love. Sudden need. We need. On my pillow, just then the screen door from below screamed open. Trina! Her mother's voice stabbing through, she rubbed her left eye with a knuckle, still holding the position. Till next. She stood and walked over, grabbing hold of the knob and opening it with a click. She stepped out, closed it softly as to not disturb the words that were left there, and went down the stairs. The voice of her mother came through again. Is that? Oh, Trina, you mustn't take my lipstick. Get that off your face right now. Alone in the room, the toilet handle tinked up, and with that, stopped its whirring. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to read one more short story, and then I think that's it. Thank you again, Red Lion Hotel, for having me. Sorry Misty Mountain Pony Club couldn't be here. Could have danced our socks off, I think. That's what we usually do. And you're welcome also. This one's called A Lone Night for Milky Sampson. He's also another character. And if you're interested at all in any of these stories, the book is almost done, and I'm going to self-publish it on demand. So if you want contact, or if you want to give me contact, I could keep in touch with you and then figure out a way to get the book to you. I think it's going to be pretty nice looking. I have a lot of ideas and been talking to people. Anyways, that's that. A Lone Night for Milky Sampson. The oven door, stained black from inside, dropped open. He ran over and slammed it shut, taking a bar stool from under the counter and stuck a wooden spoon in its middle, wedging it nice and good against the dip in the face of it. Turning and feeling that motion in his middle back, he rubbed and felt its tender. Looking at the clock as it looked back, 20 to 6. I got 33 minutes. The sun came through the window, bouncing off the perfect angle of a rig zipping by, off the now dusty 245. Out here, rigs, birds, coyotes, heat, the clock, and thoughts, and a dripping faucet, about all you get around to hearing. He walked over to a little island and kicked his toe into the ground in a purposeful manner, against its fixed weight.
Standing in front of the sink, he picked a knife, put it to his throat, grinned and swallowed, feeling the shine graze his apple. With that, he bent down and put the knife to some cauliflower and began chopping. The wind came in and moved some things, nothing of too much importance. He set the knife down, ran his damp fingers through his hair, and looked down at a stain on the floor. He remembered when his last wife put it there. She was clipping some stems, taking off the leaves that seemed not to fit, and then some extras for good measure. Those scissors went up and in, maybe too quick, or maybe she just let 'em. The skin split, some slipped back, and out came some blood. Down little sounds, and there it stay. Anyway, a day is surely a day, ain't it? The clock swung and began to ring when it touched 6 p.m. He looked around a little too quick, because with that, the pain came again in a wicked manner. It pulsed up and down, holding him there. He saw it was now 6:02. He walked over, hand on back, to one of 3 mauve chairs in his kitchen. For only what is yellow on the outside in Yellowtown must be just that, yellow. The table he sat on around was an octagonal shape. He leaned with a good weight into that chair. The sink dripped, the neighbor's screen door squeaked open, kissed by wind, and Milky exhaled slowly, and he closed his eyes. Okay, thank you.